Israel, a small nation on the eastern shores of the Mediterranean Sea, boasts an ancient history. This land holds deep meaning for Jews, Christians and Muslims, considered holy by all three faiths. Archaeological wonders dot the landscape, serving as reminders of empires and civilizations long gone. From the ancient cities of Jerusalem and Jericho to the biblical tales that inspire, Israel's past is deeply intertwined with its present. The land, known as Canaan, in ancient times witnessed the rise and fall of empires. It was the birthplace of Judaism and Christianity, shaping the spiritual and moral landscape of the world. Waves of conquerors left their mark, from the Romans to the Ottomans, each adding layers to Israel's rich historical tapestry. Despite centuries of foreign rule, the Jewish people maintained a connection to their ancestral homeland. This connection, deeply rooted in religious texts and cultural memory, fueled a longing to one day return. This longing, known as Zionism, gained momentum in the late 19th century. The Zionist movement, driven by the desire for a Jewish state in their ancient homeland, gained strength in the face of rising anti-Semitism in Europe. Jewish communities around the world sought refuge and a place to call their own, leading to increased migration to Palestine, then under Ottoman rule. This set the stage for the dramatic events that would unfold in the 20th century. The mid-20th century witnessed the tumultuous birth of the modern state of Israel. Following the horrors of the Holocaust, international support for a Jewish homeland grew. In 1947, the United Nations voted to partition Palestine into two states, one Jewish and one Arab. This decision, while welcomed by the Jewish community, was met with resistance from neighboring Arab nations. On May 14, 1948, David Ben-Gurion declared the creation of the State of Israel. This declaration marked a pivotal moment in Jewish history, fulfilling a centuries-old dream. However, the joy of independence was short-lived, as the fledgling state was immediately attacked by its Arab neighbors. The War of Independence, as it came to be known, saw Israel defend its newly won sovereignty against all odds. This conflict, marked by fierce fighting and displacement on both sides, resulted in an Israeli victory and the expansion of its territory beyond the original UN partition plan. The war also left a legacy of displacement and animosity, shaping the future of the region. The establishment of Israel marked a new chapter in the history of the Middle East. It provided a refuge for Jewish refugees fleeing persecution and offered the promise of self-determination after centuries of exile. However, the conflict surrounding its creation cast a long shadow, setting the stage for decades of tension and instability in the region. Israel's early years of statehood were marked by both progress and conflict. The young nation faced the daunting task of absorbing hundreds of thousands of Jewish immigrants from around the world, building a new society from scratch. At the same time, it had to defend its borders against hostile neighbors, leading to a series of wars and military confrontations. The Six-Day War in 1967 saw Israel achieve a decisive victory over Egypt, Syria and Jordan. This war, sparked by rising tensions and military maneuvers, resulted in Israel's capture of the Sinai Peninsula, the Gaza Strip, the West Bank, and the Golan Heights. These territorial gains, while strategically significant, also placed large Palestinian populations under Israeli control, adding a new layer of complexity to the conflict. The Yom Kippur War in 1973, a surprise attack launched by Egypt and Syria, shattered Israel's sense of security. The war, though resulting in an Israeli victory, exposed vulnerabilities and led to a reassessment of military doctrine and foreign policy. It also highlighted the need for a negotiated settlement to the Arab-Israeli conflict. Despite facing constant security threats, Israel made remarkable progress in developing its economy, infrastructure, and democratic institutions. The influx of Jewish immigrants, bringing with them diverse skills and experiences, contributed to a vibrant and dynamic society. Israel's commitment to education, research, and innovation laid the foundation for its future economic success. While navigating the complexities of conflict, Israel also pursued avenues for peace. The Camp David Accords in 1978, a historic agreement between Israel and Egypt, marked a turning point in the region. This agreement, brokered by US President Jimmy Carter, led to a peace treaty between the two countries, ending decades of hostility. The peace treaty with Egypt, the first between Israel and an Arab state, paved the way for diplomatic breakthroughs and cooperation. It demonstrated that dialogue and compromise were possible, even amidst deep mistrust and historical grievances. The treaty also highlighted the crucial role of international diplomacy in fostering peace and stability in the region. In 1994, Israel signed a peace treaty with Jordan, further expanding the circle of peace in the Middle East. This agreement, built on years of quiet diplomacy and shared interests, normalized relations between the two countries and established a framework for cooperation on issues such as water resources, security, and economic development. The Oslo Accords, signed between Israel and the Palestine Liberation Organization in 1993 and 1995, aimed to resolve the Israeli-Palestinian conflict through a two-state solution. The Accords, though groundbreaking in their recognition of the PLO as a negotiating partner, faced challenges and significant setbacks in their implementation. Despite these peace agreements, the path to a comprehensive and lasting peace in the Middle East remains elusive. Ongoing tensions, violence, and political complexities continue to pose significant obstacles. Nevertheless, the pursuit of peace remains a central objective for Israel as it seeks to secure its future and foster a more stable and prosperous region.